I mean, starting with assignment 1, we're already missing something. Okay, how to talk to a server, right? In assignment 1, we allow you to have a freestyle design. Okay, you can design your arguments, whatever commands you want to say, okay, or even the way to upload a file. We give you full freedom. And in assignment 2, the freedom is limited because you don't need to talk about much of the details with application. Just tell it, hey, play, pause, unmute it, unmute it. Okay, very simple things. You can even send plain text. Okay, now this is the thing that we are approaching to the outside world practice. Okay, the industry practice. What is it? Okay, the industry practice is talking about the transfer the object. Okay, we will transfer objects, okay, as a form of JSON, okay, as well as we will have some strategy. What is strategy? How to establish the communication API. Okay, so here is it. Okay, yeah, I forgot to remove this to base type of focus. Okay, I have to remove this arrows. Okay, because I prune away many things. Okay, so in terms of designing a whole application, okay, I don't know whether you go through this in assignment 2 because Dong has already do many things with you, okay? So you have to choose the language or even implement it, okay? I will say that it is only, I guess you have implemented assignment 2, you have this feeling. The feeling is 10% of the time will only spend on the server, right? Especially this assignment 2 is just a receiving from in Cantonese 所收到的手錄 okay? Is anything useful? No. Receive something and broadcast it. Okay, so you will only spend 10% of the design here. Okay, I don't know how many time you spend on here. Okay, I don't know how many time. Okay, maybe you just don't design any language format. Okay, send plain text. Okay, the command is play. Okay, send the play out and we broadcast the play. Okay, now I will say that please go through our industry standard. We will use JSON to send and replies. Okay, then you will use another 5% of the time in order to set up APIs and your APIs. I mean, okay. Then here is the remaining part. Okay, the layout. Okay, is another 85%. Okay, nowadays this will be more and more efficient. Okay, with more libraries. Just like nowadays we have React.js, okay, React.js. According to all people in the industry I talked to, they said that they tell me, okay, you must learn it, okay, because it's will be the future industry standard. Okay, maybe next year or next year, the one after next, okay, will be injected in this course, okay. So let's go to take a look at how JSON changed your life, okay. So let's take a look at Facebook. Okay. So who is sending me message? Okay, you. Later I will ask you to try again. Okay, don't worry. Okay, so let's open a developer console. Okay, I don't need to see the console here. What I want is the network. Okay, so I don't know whether you have using the network trace. Okay, the network trace is particularly useful for me. Okay, usually I want to download specific things. Okay, some page streaming some videos. Okay, I just want a video part. What should I do? I go to here and grab the URL link using the network trace. Okay, so what should I do now? Who sent me thing? Is it Anthony again? No. Okay, I first mark your thing as read. Okay. Okay. I clicked the wrong place. Okay. Then I reload the page. Okay. So what is the tab here? I focus on XHR. That means the ages call. I focus on ages call. And Facebook nearly implement everything using ages, including the message. Okay. Anthony, are you ready? Please send me something. Okay, I hear it. Okay, so when we use Okay, so I send some reply. Now, let's see. There is an agent called messaging. Okay, and the preview of it is like this. Let's look at the header. Okay, so it's just a simple HTML, no, HTTP protocol. But what I'm going to look at is its body. So its body, where is it? Hey. Okay. So where's the body? Header. Yeah, I cannot see the real thing. Okay, maybe you can take a look here. But actually, what is sending to you? Can you see this? This is the message that Anthony sent. Or where is it? No, not this one. No, this, not this. Is it this one? Timestamp, blah, 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 blah. Hey, where is your message? Is it this one? No. Is it your message here? Yeah, what is the keyword or message? Assignment. No, not this one. Okay. Yeah, I cannot find a payload here. Today? No. Oh, absolute today. Yeah, I don't care about this. Okay, I cannot find it. Okay, but you can see this. I don't know what happened in the face here. Okay. Infinite loop. Okay. You send an infinite loop to me, but what I'm focusing on is here. Okay. It's sending you an entire object. Okay. I can copy and paste here so that you can see it. Okay. So how can I format it? Any auto indent tools selection? Wow. Okay, thank you. No, Firefox. Hey, forget about it. Right, Firefox has right. So but I just want to show you one thing. It is a piece of object. Okay, it's saying you an object, and when we talk with applications or the application talk to the page, we usually implement it as a form of objects called JSON. Okay, so it's called a JavaScript object notation. What I want to show you next is how many languages support JSON. Okay, JSON.org. Okay, so this is JSON. You don't need to take care about this grammar. Okay, what you should focus on is here. Name a language that you know and find where it is here. How about C? Yes. C is JSON C library. Okay. Whatever language you want to say. Fortran. Fortran here. Fortran is JSON. Okay. Photoshop. Whoa. Powerful, huh? Any other language that you know and you want to know whether it supports JSON or not? Okay. How about any other strange language? I remember this. Brain. Oh no, that brain guy don't have. Okay. You know what it's recording. Okay. Haskell also has Go of course a new language. C++. Wow, so many JSON library. Okay, so it means that it's just a piece of format to represent an object. Of course, when language know what is an object, it is natural that it will support it. Okay, now this JSON is actually everywhere. Okay, just Chung has mentioned that Firefox later. I can also see and let you take a look. Firefox is actually saving its bookmark as a form of JSON. Okay, so this JSON is you can treat it as primary principle is exchange data. Okay, I find many people also use this as a database. You understand what I mean? Treat it as a piece of data because JSON can always be we just a word called serialized. Serialized is a text and save it as an extension .json as a file and treat it as a database or configuration file. Okay, let's take a look back at the Chrome extension. it is a configuration. In most of my application that I write, I also treat it as an application configuration file. Okay? So the JSON, no matter you're using Perl, CGI, or PHP, Python, okay, is all supported. And the format is very easy to write. You can define an array like this, or an object like this. Now it seems to be that only in the language, right? In C, we can usually do this at the array initialization, okay? But you cannot have an object in C. Just forget about it. Now, what is so powerful about using JSON? JSON is so powerful that you can serialize any binary objects. Any, okay? It's a kind of a over definition, okay? The definition is not really every, okay? Something that you can make it become a string, okay? Then print it out or send it in the network, okay? Teach you some of the operation that you can work over JSON, okay? This is the beginning, okay? And it's the evil guy, okay? It's called eval, okay? Very close to the spelling of evil, okay? Because it's really evil, okay? What is it? What is it? It means the beginning is like this. If people give me a string, which is an object, I will use the eval, means evaluation, evaluate it as a piece of object. Okay? So we can try it with the developer console. Okay? So what happened? Hey? Chrome sucks. Okay. So I can have about blank, okay, so that no one will disturb me now. So I open the console, so you can choose to have an eval. Then let's say this is object. Object is a string, okay, and because it's a double quote inside, I will say the ty1. Again, you know what it is. Yeah, so sad. Okay, and then end the string. Did I make anything wrong? Ah, yeah, I make something wrong. Okay, so it means that I open a double quote with a string. ty1 is field name, colon, and a subset and the fields values, and execute. What? Syntax error. Cool. It said I don't need the double quote here, but I should need it, right? Oh, it becomes so sad. Okay, let's take a look back here. No, it shouldn't be like that. Yeah, let's copy example. Yeah, I forgot how to type it. Okay, fail. Okay, it works. Okay. So I can assign a variable a equal to, then a can become an array. Okay, so it seems to be very easy, right? I can allow a web application send to the browser a piece of string and use the eval to execute things. Now, what is the problem? The problem is eval is not that simple. Eval allows you to do something like okay, I remove this guy. Let's say Windows alert. Okay, haha. This is a string. And immediately become code. Okay, so that means that eval allows you to send you any codes and you execute the code immediately. So what is it? Extremely powerful. You don't need extension to include a code. Okay, you just ask the browser to send you some code and immediately load to the window. Okay, yeah, it's so powerful. Now the thing is, even people can say some, is this encryption or not? Okay, let's try to run it. Okay, this is a string. Wait, I cannot highlight it. Okay, I type it by myself. Okay, so the string is equal to an escape. And then No. The string s is equal to this guy, okay? And then eval s. So do you know what I'm doing? Okay? There is a function called escape in JavaScript. Okay, let's say I want to escape ty1. Then it says ty1. But when you escape script, then it will become something like this. So it will transform the symbols into ASCII code. Okay? Now, what is the problem in this program? The problem with this program is absolutely correct in JavaScript. Okay? You can escape the code and also unescape the code. I kind of transform the code in something that you cannot read it immediately using your human eye. You need a computer to compute it. Okay? Then I kind of like a password or something like that, put it into the part of the file so that you don't understand what the code is doing. It's actually doing something evil. Okay? So that means that this is the way for you to inject code. People don't like it. Actually, people don't like it. People usually work with the normal way by injecting some string with the data. Then you evaluate, convert it into binary data that JavaScript engine can use, or an object, array or an object, but not the code. Okay? So using eval is a very evil. We should avoid. So that the library called the JSON library, I mean the JavaScript engine, then give you another way called JSON plus the string, okay, instead of using eval, okay. And this is inside my demonstration page. Where are you? Okay, here. Demonstration page JSON. Okay, so the eval, all the things here. So you can go to take a look at JSON plus. Okay, you can type a string. Okay, let's say that I type a ty1 and then so set. Okay, then it will know that I type in an object, and it's just like an eval, but it is restricted that you cannot type in code. Let's try code. Okay, I will fit this string into the JSON plus here. So I input Windows.alert. Okay, evil string. Okay, enter. Then immediately find that. Well, it said that it's an unexpected token W. Okay, but as long as it's not a JSON, okay, immediately it will report that you cannot evaluate JSON string. Okay, so you can be kind of a safe practice. Okay, to safeguard your application in the web so that you will reject people typing in something evil. Okay, so this is the way to convert a string into a part of the program. Okay. After the break, I will introduce another way to convert it into another way around. You have an object. How can I send that object become a string and send to another place, and that place can recreate that object back? Okay. And during the not JavaScript itself. The JSON support itself is very important, right? It allows you to download whatever things you want and become a part of the program. Now imagine that in C, can you do this? No. Can you really download a structure from a file? It seems to be very hard, right? So here is one of the reasons why people love to write in JavaScript. You can download an array and plug it in by using JSON plus. Okay, of course this string may not be the hard code here, maybe using XML HTTP request to download it, or using a keyboard to type it in. Okay, then it becomes part of the data. Now how about an application, no matter it's Node.js or web application, I want to export data out. Okay, so I want to export data out. It's very simple. I create an object and then I use JSON string file. Then I can make it become a string. Okay, so I just skip a page. So what is the page that I skip? Actually, the JSON Press allows you to plug in a callback function. The callback functions allow you to filter some of the fields. Let's say in my example here, whenever the filter functions that I input to the JSON Press, okay, it will drive this function. This function will check, okay, whether you can create custom rules. Okay, let's say my rule is if the login key, okay, it so happens to be TY1, I don't want you to record my things. Okay, so TY1 will reject it and return a null string there. Okay. So the string file, okay, is important. What is the meaning? Let's say I have a JavaScript object in my web application or in a Node.js. I want to export it elsewhere. I want to make it into a string, and then I can send the string to elsewhere. Okay, so this is the very important things. Now, another component in this picture, we finished this part, right? And also, I know how to construct it if I'm using Node.js in this server. Okay, using string file, I will able to send it out. Now, how about other languages? Okay, so how about other languages? Maybe it is the time that I introduce a concept to you. This concept during the time I was an undergrad, okay, is very famous. It's called remote procedure call. So what is the meaning of remote procedure call? Okay, so you have to use the imagination, okay, because you never write program this way. You have a function call, okay, let's say I want to call a function. But the implementation is not inside your program. The implementation of a function is elsewhere, okay? Let's say in a web application, I want to implement a operation. Let's say I want to open a directory in the remote side, okay? So my function call, when the time I call the function is in the browser. But the real operation, of course, is not in the browser, but in the remote side. Okay? So this concept is called remote procedure call. It's very common if you have learned G2E, EJ2E, implement this thing, or other things like you have a Windows, okay? You open a network drive, and you call the function, I want to open up the folder. It's actually the real implementation is in the server side, not on your Windows laptop. Okay, so this is the thing. And then people start to think, hey, if that's the case, I need to set up some APIs. What does the API means? Export the function. Let's say I will export the function. Let's say the function that I will export is called OpenDIR. I want to export this function to you. Now, how can you call my function? Okay? And there are other people who think of some standard. I write in a non-standard way. If you want to look for standards, this is the Michael Liu's favorite, called SOA, Service-Oriented Architecture. Okay, there's a bunch of design pattern. I hate this because it's just XML. XML sucks. Okay, I mean XML sucks in the way that you know, you need to define something. You need to set up a definitions, and the definition is totally separated from data. So what is that? That means that you have a program, you have a class, but you cannot create an object. Or you have an object, but you have to download the class. Oh, that means that object. Okay, I mean, who invented this? Okay, and some company even say that they have the state of the art of the XML technology. What? That means that you have the state of the art of processing text file. Yo, thank you. Okay, so this, I mean, when you see someone saying that their technology is relying on XML, don't go with that company. It means that their technology is opening text file. Okay, so that means that, well, this kind of thing is relying on XML, but some company already changing it from XML to JSON. It means that it's kind of open up their API to all languages, right? JSON support by all language. So when you change from XML, right? Not XML to JSON, then this architecture doesn't change, but it opened up to a wider area, and people start to go away from SOA to RESTful. Okay, so it's unlike a sub-based. There's no the name is already saying that there's no official standard. Okay, so that means that in Ruby has its own implementation of a RESTful API. In Python, let's say that you have heard of some framework called Python Django, okay? Then you will have another way to implement a RESTful. But a RESTful means that it opens up an API for you to map a piece of data in your web to the piece of data in the server, or vice versa, okay? And here in my notes, okay, I won't say this so explicit that I want to stay with a particular thing. I want to try to export functions that I find a standard way to call it. Okay? So the standard way to call this is like this. Okay? My implementation. Okay? You can think of other way. Okay? My implementation is like this. You create a post method or get method. It's up to you. Okay? I have a command equal to whatever command. I have an argument list. How many arguments? I want one argument. And the name and the value, and so forth. Or I can pack this guy, not in terms of a string, but pack this guy in terms of JSON. Look at that. The format is just like JSON. I have field name, I have a field value, field name, field value, field value. Pack it as JSON in that format and send it to the server. And the server open up that JSON object and understand what you are going to do. Okay? So this is the very basics. If you're talking about RESTful, it's another way. Or you're using Express in your assignment to Express in another RESTful implementation. Okay? Or I should say that it boils down to the API design. How do you export servers to web application? Okay? So in terms of the server side has capability to open objects in terms of JSON. Then you can talk to whatever client you want to have. Let's say in I should reverse, okay? You send out JSON, then you can talk to whatever kind of server. Okay, so let's say in a PHP, okay, PHP you will use a JSON encode and JSON decode, okay? And I have applications here. So let's take a look here. What is JSON encode? So I don't know whether you know how to write a PHP, okay, or Python or whatever things, okay. Let's take a look at here. You will understand that this is the creation of an array, right? And I plug in an await field, login, TR1 password, so that now it means that it's what we call an associative array or an object, okay. Object fields, two values. And when I encode it into JSON and send it out to the standard out, it becomes something like this. Okay? So that means this is a very basic type of data transfer. In here, I have my PHP way of looking at an object. When I export to you, JavaScript, whatever thing, I don't need to know who are you. As long as you know how to process JSON string and convert it into your language object, then there you go. Okay? So this means that I kind of suppress you guys to explore XML because XML is not the standard anymore. Okay? The standard is JSON. Standard JSON, your client is using C. Okay, C can process JSON. Your client is Python. Python know how to process JSON. Or another way around, both of them are JavaScript. Good. Natural integration, right? So here is the way. Now, how about reverse? Reverse is decode, JSON decode. Okay, so what is this program is doing? Okay, let's say, because I don't write the input field. Let's say I receive a string from a client. I don't know what kind of client. Maybe the client is a Python. Okay, and this is JSON. Okay, and this is JSON. You can look at it. Login, TR1, password, so that, and there's a comment here to separate the two fields. In a PHP, you can decode it and make it become your own object. So I use an object equal to a JSON decode and print it using PHP is this one. Okay? Why I emphasize this? Because last time, I don't know how many of you have attended Leon Ho's guest lecture. He mentioned one thing. What is going to scale out the server and try to connect the server with queues. Yeah, how about I encode every object into a string and put it in the queue? Okay? And this is really implemented or really used by this service, AWS single queue. Yeah, simple queue service. Okay, the AWS already supported, and the way it's supported is it's allowed to send string only. Send to its queue management server. It allows you to implement a long queue. Okay, and for me, I will receive your request. Let's say your client sent me some request, and it is JSON. Okay, and I use a server to inject your request as JSON into the queue and let the backend server, I maybe have 10 workers, okay? And the 10 workers can consume this queue. And the queue is all implemented using JSON, okay? And look at the pricing. Pricing is not horrible. Hey, pricing, where are you? What did I click? Pricing. Okay. First, of course, it depends on the size of your JSON, right? It don't count the number of requests. Yes.
The region.
Oh, region. Regions. Forget about it. Okay. Yeah, let's change to Singapore, huh? Okay. Does this change? Yeah. So it's totally not concerning the number of requests, because one request can be 1 GB, right? You create an object, okay, of size 1 GB, then you put it there. It's an array of objects, then it's being cheated, okay? No, it's count the volume, okay? You can send whatever thing you want, right? And it's the central that it will process the string, okay, deliver to your server, and no matter your server is maybe you have one worker implemented in Ruby, one implemented in Python, one is in JS, one is PHP, all other languages, as long as it knows how to process JSON, then it will pull the text JSON from the queue and process it. Okay, so where I learned this, I learned it from an AWS course. Okay, there's an AWS course, and I know that. Oh, then I understand. Oh, they really put a JSON file in there and immediately process it using a worker. And also there is another way to put it in another queue. One is an input queue, one is an output queue. Okay, you finish processing, put it in the output queue, and let the web server to serve your client. Okay, so that's why I say that I really hate people who teach you to use XML, because it's why do we reverse the way? The latest technology is not about XML, it's about JSON. Of course, if JSON is outdated, then I will change, okay? So this is the way, and the latest technology is RESTful, but RESTful is not standardized. I would say that it's not standardized. It means as long as it support 4 operations, create, update, read, and delete, okay? And in terms of not JSON, maybe what is it in Express? The route, right? When you look at the route can set whatever operations you want to do, okay? Then we usually classify it as a RESTful, okay? And of course, in the backend, okay, we will use this kind of queue management structure. If you don't want to use the AWS queue management structure, welcome to implement yours. RapidMQ, okay, you can install it in your own server. Okay, you can set up a server, just serve as a queue. It's called RapidMQ. Some is I can't remember all the names. One is called IronMQ, right? Oh, there's already some verses. ActiveMQ, COMQ, SQS, the Kafka, how to pronounce Kafka, okay, is selected by the Leon Hall company. Okay, I remember it says INMQ, whatever MQ you have. Okay, as long as it stores text, then it will be a natural choice for you to store JSON string, and then you can process it in the background and distribute it to as long as you have a number of machines there. Each machine can decode it from such a queue. Okay. So this is the start of our scalability, but in this course I cannot have an assignment to ask you to use it, okay? Because I cannot get some AWS token. Okay, let me try next year. Okay, let me ask the lecturer of IELG 4210 how can you get tokens. Okay. Okay, so then how about I want to write a chat room now. Okay. I know the power of, not the power of JSON, but JSON as standard. Okay, how can I incorporate my application or operations using JSON? Now I want to introduce you one option. The option is if you have a browser, don't know how to process WebSocket. And I'm not accusing IE, okay? The latest version of IE knows WebSocket. Let's say, I don't know why. This is the case, okay, even it is recorded because it's a piece of truth, okay? If you join government, you will find some government machines still using Windows XP. Using Netscape, yeah. And it is not patching. I don't know why they don't patch some of the machines. Their excuse is when I patch it, okay, then the driver for the printer will die, okay, then I cannot print anything. Okay? So you have to deal with this kind of old machines. Now the problem is, if I want to not just implement a chat room, but I use the chat room mechanism for broadcasting, for uploading some of the message, okay, and how can I work with those browsers, okay? And a few years back, okay, I look at the technology. I know that there are some other options. One option is called, this is really used by the Facebook. Oh, no, Facebook, okay. XMAP is a Facebook chat API backbone. Okay, there's a technology called XMAP. Before they use XMAP, they use PHP Comets. Okay, and when it's changed to XMAP, I cannot like reverse engineer it. This is all following the standards. Okay, now all the materials here is actually I'm going through the reverse engineering of a Facebook technology. Okay, as well as I read many books, then I find out there is a way to implement such kind of chat. Okay, you have tried this. Okay, we have tried this doing chat. It's kind of with a good response. Okay, now the problem is how to implement such a good response chat room features. Right? We have several ways. Okay, the option that you have tried in assignment 2 is a WebSocket. I will say that it's just a TCP connection. Right? You send a TCP connection, and you have a connection, then you want to send out something, no problem, okay? As long as you have that connection, okay? And whenever events coming in, you convert it into data and send to an end host, okay? Some others we call it agents active polling, okay? I still find this is the last year or the year before last, okay? There are still projects using this. So what is this agents polling? The agents polling is you implement a thing, you want to poll for change. Why you need to poll for change? Let's say you want to chat with your friend, okay? It's actually you want to look for, is there any chat message in the database, right? If you have chat message in the database, deliver it to me, okay? And after it's delivered to me, I will show it to the screen. Now, what if it's a no message pending, so I will say nothing, as if I'm actively asking the server. People find that this is not a good way. Then another message polling thing is called a Comets. They just give it a beautiful name, okay? We have another name for it. It's called long polling or polling, okay? Long polling. So what is a long polling? I send a request there and wait for the events to happen in the server side. If it doesn't exist for some time, I will send out a blank data or nothing. Okay. If there really an event, I will send out. Okay. So let's look at what happened in the real world. Okay. In the real world, we have one problem. Okay. I don't know whether you're aware of it or not. Okay. You have played with assignment 2. Okay. Let me ask you a question. Who is the WebSocket server? Server side or client side? Or both? Both can be a server or only a server. Okay. Stupid question, okay? OpenShift, okay, and browser. Can browser become a server? Or only the OpenShift can become a server? Or even, you don't need to care. Okay, you think, the Socket.io library will handle this. Which side? When you implement the thing, okay, you have to ask the OpenShift side to create a socket, right? But not the client side create a socket and wait for the server to connect you, okay? And of course, you will think that, it's trivial, right? In 430 or other courses, you already know about this. I would say that it's not true. Because the full HTML5 specification says one thing. The thing is, it allows browser to start listen socket. So what does it mean? It means that the browser can become a server in a specification of the HTML5. But none of the browser vendor or browser company, okay, would like to implement it because it's open security hole. Open up security hole. Let's say that, what if you turn your browser into a BT? Yeah, if you open listen socket, then you can operate your browser as a peer-to-peer mode. Then you can become a BitTorrent downloader. Okay, every browser now become just like an operating system. Okay, so the full HTML5 specification states that there exists listen socket, but no, here we don't have it. Now that means the HTML5 WebSocket is just a long-lasting, never die client to server connection. That's all. That's all. Okay? And it is better than HTTP. Why? I don't know whether or other courses tell you. Okay? The WebSocket has one capability. Okay? The capability you cannot find it in mobile. Okay? I'm talking about desktop environment. That connection won't stop. Once you connect, it won't cut. Of course, in browser, in a mobile cut it. Okay? Did you ever try this? You can try it, huh? I talked with Mandong about this. Okay? When I test his implementation, I put the browser here, okay, and I started the application. And for some time, I don't know because whether I'm using a 4G or Wi-Fi, I don't remember. The WebSocket stopped. Did you ever try this? Or no, you never tried this because you didn't debug for 1 hour. Right? I'm not debug for 1 hour, okay? I actually torturing his app, okay? I launched 10 songs there, okay? And I keep playing it, okay? Of course, 10 songs, very short moment, within 1 hour it stop, okay? Then I finished, why there's no sound, okay? Then I want to play the push play button again, the play button stop there, it won't work. Won't work because the WebSocket on the browser, on the mobile device, stop, okay? I don't know what is the reason behind, maybe energy saving or whatever thing, but in the desktop environment it won't. Okay? Now how about HTTP? HTTP has another problem. HTTP is a request response, right? Once you send a request, you wait for the response. It seems that by this definition, can we set up something like a WebSocket? Now WebSocket is you send some request out, okay, it's have a message, then you wait for a reply, and the connection doesn't stop. Okay. In HTTP, we cannot do so, right? In the browser, you send something out, okay. Then when the replies come back, it will also close the connection. Now this is one defect, and another defect is usually, okay, it's not a must. The browser and the server will implement timeouts. Okay, let's say the browser finds that, okay, 6 minutes, okay, 6 minutes too hard, right? I want this number. 6 minutes of queuing one's resource, it won't give you response. I will cut your connection. Now how about WebSocket? You can go back and try to use your assignment 2. Launch your not a mobile, but client will reduce it in the mobile view on the desktop, hold it there for 6 minutes, see whether it still can be controlling another desktop. It still can, okay? So the HTTP can have another problem here. Okay? So if we want to implement such kind of things, we now understand a set of restrictions now. HTTP will have timeouts, WebSocket may have timeout on mobile, okay? And how to implement such an application in a very, very old day, maybe 1990 something, okay? We already have this kind of request. How to implement this kind of thing? I want to poke for some changes in the server, okay? There is a way, okay? And the way you may laugh at it, okay? Let's say in this application, in the server side, the blue area is the server side. I may need to chat record. Let's say this is chat record or some data. Okay, maybe the chat record or data is a piece of file. Okay, whenever someone from a client A to client B send a message, okay, let's say this guy sent a message. So I will keep a file and record down your log message in this file. Okay, their way to implement it is always popping at the last modified time, or just the modified time. That means ls minus l. Yeah, you keep on typing ls minus l. The time changed. Okay, then it means the file is updated, and that means the file's changed. You can tell the client that, hey, something changed. I give it a new message. Okay. Now, does it work? Does it work? You don't know, right? To implement it, very easy. Okay. You just use an XML HTTP request and get a header, and the header can tell you what's the last modified time. Okay, and that means that it works. You just periodically checking the file and whether the file modified time is changed. Now this is the method 1. How about method 2? Method 2 is, because we cannot support this, okay, the browser cannot launch a listen socket. I can always only ask the server, hey, whether you have something. If you have, hey, give me. Okay? So another way is not by actively polling for the change, but I want to play some trick on the server side. Okay? Do you know what this program is doing? Yeah, this is the beginning of all the evil things. Let's say I have a program in PHP, okay, and I want to emulate the chat. Okay, what is the chat? The chat, I have some message, and after 5 seconds, I want to send you another piece of message. I want to emulate it without another client. Okay, and this server is actually doing that thing, right? I write HTML. H1, and after sending out or writing the H1 to the send output stream, what will happen? I will have the flush the send output, flush it, send it out, please. Sleep for 5 seconds. Okay, sleep for 5 seconds, and then send a by. What will happen? Hey? What? Mac sucks. Okay, highlight, copy, paste. Okay, maybe I show about blank first. Okay, so that you'll know what is this. About blank, paste, go. What? 5 seconds. Okay, 5 seconds. Hi and then bye. Now that means that I can emulate it, right? What is the meaning? I can emulate it. Okay, I can show it again. Hi and then bye. Right, bye. Bye. 5 seconds. Okay. And why does 5 seconds? Are we in a different dimension, different universe? Okay. So to emulate it, it's very simple, right? I actually implement a while loop. The while loop. Okay. Whenever I find a guy saying something, I echo or print that string and flush it to the sender output, and let's say I sleep for 1 second, and then go back to the loop again to check whether I need to deliver you something. No, sleep for another 1 second, and go on indefinitely. Okay? Yeah, that seems to be working. But I tell you one sad truth. The truth is, inspect element can tell you something. Now let's look at the network trace. This is the download of the file, so it's not XHR. This is download the PHP file of, only that file. Now I reload and look at the timing. Okay, done. Quite good at 4 seconds. Okay, yeah, quite close to what I stated here. Okay, so when you look at that, actually that request, that HTML request, HTTP request, is not dead, right? You send out that request, the server don't return, and when you look at that, you know that the download time is already 4 seconds in order to download that. Now imagine that it is just a page. That is not good, right? You will keep looking at this, okay? You reload here. Yeah, you keep seeing this loading icon here. It's not good, right? I don't know where is the time that you start using Facebook, okay? If you start using Facebook around 2:08, okay? Are you using Facebook at 2:08? Yes? No? Okay? If you say yes, then remember there is a time that the Facebook keeps spinning that loading icon, it won't stop. There is some time, okay, I guess that they have some implementation problem, okay? It keeps spinning, but it still works. Even now, you can sometimes find this. It's actually, again, this kind of thing, okay? Polling for something, and the queuing don't give you response, so the loading is still go on until I release it. What is the meaning of release it? In my code, actually, I stop sleeping, then you will receive data. Okay? This is one way. And this is a beautiful way, right? Wow, very easy to implement. But I want to show you another problem. Okay? This is Mac. The Mac best friend is Safari, you know. Okay? About blank. Okay? So this is a Mac best friend. Copy. And then paste. What happened? Seems to be not the way that we want, right? Not the way that we want, okay? So what happened, I can give you a preview because time is up. The preview is like this. It's actually about the rendering of the page. Special engines, rendering engine treat things differently, okay? So it's about rendering engine, and of course, look at the URL here. What is the URL I'm using? Did you ever know that there exists such a machine in a department? You never see this, right? What is so special about this machine? Why I choose this machine, but not using an OpenShift? Okay, so let's take a look at this request again. The request header. Okay, so let's look at the request header. The request header is normal, right? It's a browser request with some cookies, so on and so forth. Now let's look at the response. Okay, the response is also very normal, right? It's HTML, blah, 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 but without one thing, which is very, very common in a response: gzip and compression. This server don't export the service for gzip. That means that every single chart that is sent out is not compressed. Okay. Now, what is the problem with compression with this kind of control? Okay. If I have a server with compression enabled, my go will fail again. Okay. So then we will have some others. I copy this code from some books. Okay. Then they have some others tricks to avoid the problem. Okay. And at last we find that all all previous attempt just failed. The best thing is use the Comets. Okay, I remember I can stop the recording. I remember